Oh, hello. I'm back again for another playthrough in my licensed game shenanigans, and still continuing with the Young Indiana Jones series. So again, these video games are based on a TV show called the Chronicles, the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. And forgive me because there were so many different variations of the title that I have to recall every time I talk about them. But yeah, it was a TV show from like 92 to 94. They got two video games during that period, and then there was just nothing else to support the Young Indiana Jones series until 2007 and 2008 when they released the DVD sets you see up there, in which I have right here, because I had to buy the DVD sets to be able to access these games. But yeah, somebody decided, like, hey, we're going to release bonus content for these DVD sets. Why don't we throw a PC game in there for it? Because why not? And that's what these are here. So previously I did already play the Revolution PC game, which came with the Volume 1 box set of the DVDs. Now I'm playing Special Delivery, which is with the Volume 2 DVD set. And I mean, the basics are all, I mean, it's all revealed anyway as we go along, but these were Flash games that are, they're Windows executables, but they were built in Flash. So as soon as you see them, anyone who has Flash nostalgia will immediately recognize the vector graphics and all that stuff that, was typical of Flash games of the time. And the gameplay is kind of split between dialogue and trivia questions, which is where because the TV series was all about edutainment, teaching, history to the viewer, and the games are like that as well. So the characters are asking you like, hey, when did Pancho Villa exist? Or when was he born? And you have to look up the information in a guidebook. So you have to read to be able to answer these trivia questions. And the other side of the gameplay is really focused on survival in the vein of like Oregon Trail, where you're supposed to make sure you have the right supplies to survive these long journeys through the wilds of these places that Indiana Jones is visiting. So in Revolution, he was in Mexico during the Mexican Revolution, and in Special Delivery, it's based on episodes of the TV show where Indy is with the Belgian army in Congo. So he's in the African Congo region, and Special Delivery kind of follows that journey through there and all the folks he meets along the way. Let's fire it up and get going. And again, there's that lovely Flash vector art I was talking about. And I've pointed out before, though, obviously that it is very, like, Flash has a certain reputation in terms of its visuals and what it's capable of. But the good thing about that art is it's vector-based art, which means a vector image, if you're not familiar, basically scales and retains its quality, right? Because if you made a 2D image back in 2007 and then you scale it up now, to a larger resolution, it wouldn't look as good. It would look blurry and just not as interesting or visually, higher quality. But because all this art is vector art, as you can see on the screen here, it all still looks decent. Like right here, it's scaled up to 1920 by 1080 resolution, and it looks pretty good. So that's one of the good aspects of Flash games is you can scale them up and they still look good. Here you can see I've already made a bunch of different games. I'm going to start a new player though. We're going to call this one Dose for Volume 2. So a little introduction there. And some, speaking of lower resolution, you can see here in the video clips what happens when you take these low quality, this low quality, low resolution imagery and you blow it up. It just doesn't look as good anymore. So here you have the, I guess you would call them the local troops fighting with the Belgians, who I believe were forcibly recruited anyway. It's not like they volunteered to fight a war on behalf of the Belgians, but they're in the army now. Here we have our first gameplay sequence, which is going to be a shooting gallery. That's one of the types of, I guess you'd call it minigames you encounter along the way. And yeah, here it explains again everything I just said. So you use the mouse to aim. You have to shoot them 3 times, but if they shoot you 3 times, you're out. You lose, which is not game over, but you do lose health. And if you lose too much health, then that's a game over. So you do have to kind of keep an eye on how much damage you've taken. Let's see, and that's about it. I got hit. How did I get hit? When you get hit, the screen kind of takes on a pink hue, and I think I got shot. But also, the first game, Revolution, from the Volume 1 DVD set, someone decided that game was too easy. So they really ramp up the difficulty, at least in the shooting sequences, because now the enemies move more quickly, and their aim is much better. So you have to... And I just got shot again. I lost because I got shot too many times. You can see there I took 3 hits. So immediately I'm going to have to use some food. Well, not yet. Let's just go in here and proceed. So now we're in the military camp here. Let me just go in here and talk to these guys.
Major, you have the right to press charges against the young lieutenant, but the general is ecstatic. Today we broke the back of the German defenses, and our company has been awarded a citation. You, Indy, a promotion. Congratulations, Captain.
So yeah, one of the cool aspects of these games is they did invest in voiceover. Like, they didn't have to, right? They could have very easily just decided that like text is fine, you can just read everything. But somebody somewhere at LucasArts and the publishers of this game decided like, no, let's take that extra step and provide voiceover for all the characters, because there's a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of meeting people and talking to them, so I appreciate it for sure.
You deserve it. It would be a shame to stain our achievement with controversy. Don't you think, Major Boucher? And now for the real prize. Months ago we were promised a shipment. 2,000 Vickers machine guns, 4 mortars, 2 light British howitzers. We have just learned our boat ran aground in Cape Lopez, and you men are being sent to bring back those guns.
Alright, anything else?
I can tell by your face that you are questioning why I've paired you and Major Boucher on this mission. The Major is a very careful soldier, disciplined and used to making hard decisions. Those are qualities you would do well to learn, but he needs your energy and talent. I know my faith in you is not misplaced.
Okay.
I am depending on you, Captain.
So yeah, I guess in that battle we just saw Indy kind of broke ranks, but it turned out well, so he gets promoted as a result. But this guy, Major Boucher, does not like it.
Didn't you hear my order to fall back? Yet you chose to disobey.
Hey man, he saw the chance and he took it.
If that machine gun had unjammed before you reached the barricades, the entire company might have been wiped out.
No reply?
Pardon, Lieutenant, I don't hear you. Defiance of a superior officer will not be tolerated.
Here's Remy. Remy is a character we met in the first game, Revolution, and he's a Belgian that Indy meets while they're fighting in Mexico, and then they just become good buddies, and Indy kind of tags along with him to fight in World War I.
Do you know how the Congo got its name?
Oh, here's our first trivia question, which it was all explained on that screen. But basically, yeah, people will ask you a question and you have to use the guidebook to find the answer. And what's the question again? Oh, how did the Congo get its name? I think it's going to be... The Congo gets its name from the ancient Kingdom of Congo. So there you go.
That's right. And the French Congo and Belgian Congo were named after it.
Well, already.
Imagine what we could do with those Vickers.
Oh, now we need to learn about the Vickers machine guns. Probably in here. They could fire over 600 rounds at 4,500 yards.
That's a lot of Germans.
Yep. And that's it. So I talked to all these 3 fellas, and now we get our supplies. Oh, I almost abandoned the canteen, which, like that message said, you need the canteen, because that's the only way to carry water. So we're taking all the stuff. Oh, except there's no room. So immediately they're going to make you get rid of stuff you won't need, because I do need the bread. Food is more important. So telescope, I can definitely get rid of that. Let's take the bread, and I need the water supply, so we're going to get rid of something else, the phonograph. And that means we're already full. Let me see here. How many food? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 food. That's really good. What about water? Only 1 water? No way. That's not enough. Like I said, the survival aspect of the game is you have to be well supplied before you go off on these journeys. And Indiana Jones will die on those journeys. If you run out of food or water or health, actually, you know what? I can make room right now by eating stuff because I need to get my health up anyway. So let's do that. Yeah, see, so that's the problem with those shooting matches is if you take too much damage, you have to refill your health and then you're losing food. So now I'm low on food and water. I have 1 food, 2 food, 1 water. So I need 1 food, 2 water, which we'll get from the shop in a moment. But here's a game of blackjack, which they let you play in every one of these. There's a blackjack minigame. I'll do 1. Tie. No, I'll keep going until I lose or I win. Hey, I won already. So there you go. That's enough for me. But yeah, I guess if you want to increase your money, there's your chance. You can just keep gambling. That's the shop, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to talk to this guy. Do I have space? Because I'm going to be able to trade with this guy, but am I willing to get rid of anything? I don't think I am.
Mungo Kidogo.
Bartlemy is one of our buddies.
You struck down by bullet. You die, then come back. Lead us all to victory. Very big magic. This is a very small target, so your juju is very powerful.
What about supplies?
Maybe many men going to die. Bring medicine and magic badge.
He did specify bring medicine, and a medical kit is really expensive, so maybe I am willing to trade something for a medical kit. In fact, yeah, food and water are really cheap. So hold on, I need to consider my options. I think even the matches are going to be important at some point. Water is the cheapest item, I believe. So I'm going to take the risk and say he takes my water, I take the medical kit.
Mungo Kidogo. Maybe many men going...
And that's it. That's it for them. All right. So at this point, we've talked to everybody. If you watch the Revolution playthrough and then you watch Special Delivery, this game, and the next one, they really sped up the game. Like they sped up the scrolling inside the maps, and they also sped up the journey animation. I guess it was too slow before. Actually, yeah, hold on. One more inventory. I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I had 2 medical kits before. I didn't even notice that. And I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I need to buy 3 water, 1 food? Yes. So 3 water, 1 food. Oh. The backpack is full. You have enough room for 3 items. I think the last game didn't actually specify how much room you have. So that's a nice... 2 water? You know what? No, I think water is more important than food. Hold on, I have to really consider here. Let's do this. 2 water, 1 food. And then let's hope for the best. Yeah, speaking of the art, I was talking about that earlier. It looks like some of this art is 2D. Like, you saw that environment, it looked a lot more rough. So that was not vector art. Whereas this definitely is. Like, it looks a lot sharper. Alright, so off they go through the jungle to get to these guns they have to retrieve. See? Yep, already. I have a lot of medical kits, so let's burn one of those.
Passage to Bonga?
To Bonga? Is that an Australian? That's an Australian accent. And this guy's in the middle of the Congo.
How many?
35.
Let's see, it's $8 per ticket.
Jeez.
So, mate, first time to the Congo? Do you know where the river begins?
The Congo River. It begins in the Kambishi River.
Yes, sir. The Kambishi is considered the source of the Congo, and its most northern headstreams rise in northern Zambia, in the East African Rift, as well as Lake Tanganyika and Lake Mweru.
Well, okay. Oh, he wants to trade, but I lost a medical kit, so I can trade something. What am I willing to lose? What do I need? Let me see how much food and water I have. I have 2.5 food, 1.5 water. Alright, let's trade a healing herb for water.
Letter to T.E. Lawrence, begun December 3rd, 1916. My dear Ned, I have embarked on a great adventure. My fellows and I are to cross the interior to retrieve a consignment of weapons much needed by our war effort. It is a daunting trek of 2,000 miles. But in Africa, a single machine gun can be the deciding factor in a battle, the difference between victory and defeat. In your writings to me, you have said that the sun in Arabia is the harshest in the world. I hate to dispute your claim, old friend, but I think our African sun could teach yours a thing or two. It is God's blast furnace. I believe our cause in Africa is similar to the situation you've described in Arabia. I've heard my men speak of their desire for nationhood.
Cut short there, but okay. And now we have a... what is this? Oh, hunting. We're going to get some more food. Wow, that was right away. Good shot. Congratulating myself. Yeah, good shot there, buddy. Wow, 3 for 3. This is I have played this before, and I think this is the best I've done so far. Nope. I blew it. I jinxed myself by acknowledging my success. And that's it. Oh, yep. Nope, we're not going to get the duck. I got bit. And I'm running low on water. Whoa, are you kidding? I don't know what to do. Let's use the herbs. But you see what I mean. Like, there are all these encounters along the way in those journeys that just drain your health and your supplies. So you have to constantly stay on top of that. And speaking of, all right, I have 1, I have 2, 3 food, 2 water, and 1 medical kit. And now we're back to walking. So, and I have to choose if we take the jungle path or the bridge. Let's take the path. Let's light a fire because I do have the matches. And they got sick, and I have to choose to leave rations for them or keep going. And this is where I have to agree with that guy Boucher. Hold on, is that camera blurry? Probably is. You know, it's always blurry. I think I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry, dudes. And oops, now, so I have to leave some behind, and now I have to lose some to the river. And they have yellow fever, apparently. Yeah, but yeah, he's the one who's like, oh, just leave him behind.
Boucher is right, you know. They have a slim chance, but it's a better chance than they have with us. How do you think they got sick?
Trying to justify your own choices, huh, buddy? So they have yellow fever. So let me go read about that. Friends, a mosquito injects the virus into a person. So mosquitoes.
Yep. Blasted creatures. Captain Indy, what is the word for emergency ration?
Emergency rations. Where is that? The iron ration, which doesn't look bad. Like a pound of meat, some cheese, and a biscuit, some tea, sugar and salt, meat extract. What is that? Just like a little can of fat or something? Anyway, it is called the iron ration.
More like death ration.
Oh, this part. Check this out. Times New Roman font. This minigame feels like it just got thrown in real last minute. Someone thought like, oh, we need one more minigame to mix things up. And here we go. And I have no idea if they'll bite me if I don't whip them. Oh. But it is notable, this is the one time in all of these games where you use the whip. I don't think he uses the whip ever again. So I guess it was worth it just for that. Just to have it one time when you use the old Indiana Jones whip. They found a village, that's good. But they don't see anybody. And now they're smelling something funny. That's not a good sign. And, oh, it's because everyone's dead. From smallpox. No good.
Hey, little fella.
Don't touch him. He's diseased.
Major, if we cannot touch the child, how can we take him with us?
We don't, Sergeant. We leave him right here.
But, sir, it's just a little boy.
And?
He can't care for himself. If we leave him here, he'll die.
He's dead already, Captain. I won't have him brought along in a sentimental gesture, just so he can spread sickness among the men.
Sir, I disagree.
You are being irrational, letting your emotion cloud your judgment. A good officer must learn that one bad decision can endanger his men and put his entire command at risk.
Yes, sir.
So, Yeah, old Major Boucher doesn't like kids. And he's like, well, I'm not in charge, so what am I supposed to do? And they continue the argument. So he's saying, oh, he's making a good point about, hey, if it was a white kid, what would you do? And then you see this monstrosity of a portrait.
I dare say if the child was sick, he would be showing symptoms by now.
Exactly.
Do you know how many days it would take for the pox to show?
Let's find out. Within the first 2 weeks, you develop some kind of weird pimples.
Yeah, by 12 to 15 days, the infection affects the skin cells, causing macules or blotches on the skin. These pox erupt first in the mouth, but the boy has none there, or on his arms and hands. If he did, that would be the time when he was most contagious.
Well, I guess I'm going to commit to this path of just leaving people behind, so sure.
Major Boucher is very bad. Very evil.
But wasn't I the one who just chose to leave people behind?
Killing the boy is best for Badami? Make me a better soldier? Major Boucher only cares what's best for Major Boucher. Only cares what's best for his people. Captain Indy, you are a very good man. A kind man. But not a very smart man. Belgians are not here for my people's future. Belgians are here for white people's future.
So yeah, just like in Revolution, Indy just kind of gets schooled on how the white colonialists are really messing things up.
When this war is over, will the Belgians go home? Leave Africa to my people? No. The Belgians want to own African soil. Same as the Germans. No difference. Belgian white man came and took me from my village and made me a white man soldier. Took all young men. My family is hungry. I'm not there to feed them. I'm here, fighting your war. Maybe going to die. Major Boucher can leave my people behind because he thinks his people are smarter, better, more strong. White man rule my land, my people, so they will be more powerful. What's the word in English? It's why the Belgians are here. France, Germans, all the same.
I mean, I can guess, but if we go ahead and look up colonialism, I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about here.
Yes, other countries trying to control us. But you cannot make a future for my people, Captain. This child is my people's future. Every child. If he grows strong. If he grows wise.
All right, so here we have the choice of a shooting sequence or snakes, and I will take the snakes. That's a lot of snakes. Like, imagine in real life if you're standing around a forest and you get assaulted by 20 snakes or whatever. Uh-oh.
Who can I speak to about hiring a boat?
You boys look like you crawled through hell on your bellies.
We didn't crawl.
Yeah, the illustrators did Remy no favors with that face. I don't know. So what do we have? I think this is probably the shop in this village. That's the boat to leave. We're not going there yet. What else? Here we have the local gambling establishment. Let's do one. Oof, lost. Alright, lost that one. What about this guy?
We don't get many visitors here, unless they're deserters. And I'll bet they weren't exactly friendly, were they?
Another Australian.
There's a hospital up the road. Don't know if they've got any beds open, though. Sure you are. You can find most items you need. Just go right inside. Ask for Sloat. You know, I admire those that serve, but I could never join the military myself. Have you ever heard of a conscientious objector?
No, but let's learn all about it. So, people who choose not to participate in war.
Yes, some are pacifists who don't believe in war as a way to solve problems. Others object to the reasons for a specific war. But the idea is they're conscientious, meaning that they come to that decision based on moral principles and careful thought, not just trying to get out of something they ought to do.
Oh, trade. Hold up, what do I have? 1.25 water. 1 food. 1.25 food. 2.25 food. So 1.25 water, 2.25 food. So I need water for sure. But what am I willing to get rid of? I'm going to get rid of the matches. Alright, I think that's it. I've done everything else. Definitely talked to that guy. Let's go to the shop. And again, one more look at what we have. Food-wise, I have 2.25. So I have 2.25 of each thing. How much total? 4, 4.25, 5.25, 6.25, 7, 8, 8.25. And I have a lot of money. So I could just fill up on, oh, you know what? A medical kit and healing herbs for sure. Let's do that. 1. Alright. So that's 5, 5.25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10.25. So I can buy 3 more things. So I'll buy maybe 2 food ration, 2 water? No, 1 water, 2 food. 1 water, 2 food. Oh, alright, well. What did I have a lot of? I have a decent amount of... Let's just do that. So 1 food, 1 water. And I'm full of health already, so let's get out of here.
Zachariah Sloat at your service. Well, you're certainly a long way from Belgium, ain't you? Can I give you a lift somewhere? 500 miles down the river. It's gonna cost you, sonny.
It's already been pretty expensive.
200 plus insurance. If you arrive. 150 now, the rest at Cape Lopez. Otherwise, you can swim for all I care.
Damn.
The insurance is for your own protection, of course. Not for the boat ride, but for what's in the water should you fall overboard. Do you know what's taken over the Ogui River?
Something about the river. Let's see if we can figure this out. The Ogui River. Here we go. So in the country of Gabon, is that how you pronounce that? Gabon? There's a river called the Ogui, which has a lot of crocodiles.
Yes, mate, and don't you forget it either. We've got your Nile crocodile, the dwarf, and the slender-snouted croc. I once saw one bigger than this boat.
More trading, but I think I'm already full of everything. And there's nothing I can get rid of. I mean, everything is essential at this point, so I have to just hang on to all of it. Yeah, there you go. This whole thing is just like boats and walking and boats and walking. A lot of people are dying.
Damn it, Sergeant! Get that brat away from that tiller! I said, man, the helm! Don't play with it like a toy! Hey, you! You! Take his place!
Tu quoi, ma hele packet?
Oh.
Get down!
Dang.
Who's the hell are they?
And yep, we're gonna have to shoot them. Let's put it on rapid fire. Oh. Oh yeah, this is the tough one. Oh. I'm getting shot. Oh. I'm dead. Jeez. Alright, now what? Safe route. I think I have enough supplies. Let me consider. I'm low on health because I got shot 3 times. So let's take the less dangerous route. And we did it. All right. And Indy's like, hey.
What kind of soldier would shoot upon their own? How could ill-equipped deserters win such a fight?
I think this is about guerrilla warfare. Is that one of the things? Yeah, it's guerrilla warfare. I mean, none of the other. They definitely don't have any of this other stuff. Oh wait. And I can't heal up at the moment, so let's do this.
Yes, a single well-placed bullet can run an entire boat ashore.
All right, now we can do something. Let's eat the vegetables. Eat the wild game rations. Actually, you know what? I don't. No, let's use a medical kit.
Must bring charges.
Relax, Major. We made it. Once you're well, you can bring all the charges against me you like.
No. Wire the boat with explosives. Can't let the guns fall into German hands. You're in command now. It's up to you to get those guns through.
I won't let you down, sir.
Of course you will.
Of course he'll fail. Jeez. No confidence from Major Boucher.
You're undisciplined, not fit to command men.
You have the devil's luck. I hope it holds. You don't need an enemy to defeat yourself. As many as it takes. You see, you are destined to fail. You dare defy me, even in death.
Who's dying? I guess he is. That's it. We've arrived at Cape Lopez. Here's the boat that takes us back. Let's talk to the sisters here.
Hello. We haven't many beds. Are you sick? He looks in good health. We are very busy today, but I will ask the doctor to examine him.
Yeah, look
we have
after
a
him.
nursery here. Maybe we can find a home for the child.
Do you speak his language then?
Yes. The boy will be safe here.
So there you go. At least we got the kid out before he got into trouble. Who's Monocle here?
Captain Indy, it is good to see you have arrived in Cape Lopez safely.
Oh, most of us didn't.
The African Congo is no walk in the Champs-Élysées. I can have your weapons loaded into the boat, but I can't assign you any men for the journey.
Lame.
But you are in no position to insist. Need I remind you, this is French territory, not... No, you don't understand. If this garrison is down with malaria, Their hospital cannot accommodate them all.
Oh.
Did you know? After an infected mosquito pierces your skin, the malaria parasite travels to the liver within 30 minutes. Then, they multiply for 1 or 2 weeks until they are thousands. They rupture your cells and escape back into your blood. All this without your body knowing anything is wrong. Then comes the fever, shivering, and vomiting. And then, do you know what happens?
Yeah, what does happen with malaria? Let's see. It can lead to coma and death. So, coma.
Yes, coma, and sometimes renal failure. Do you know what that means? My brave men lie in bed and wet themselves like children. Now, tell them you insist.
Forget the French. Don't they know we are fighting on the same side?
We don't need them.
You aren't seriously thinking of going back up that river?
I guess we are.
You're insane. We're down to 12 men. Most of us can barely stand. We'll never make it.
We can't let down that jerk major.
Then go. Throw your life away on a fool's errand. I'm staying right here.
No, you're not.
I've gone through mutiny by your side. And now you're going to pull rank on me?
Okay, that's the end of that conversation. Where did I stand on supplies? Do I have to buy stuff? How much food do I have? I have half a food ration and 1 wild game ration. So 1.5. 1.5 food, 2.5 water. So I need 2 food, 1 water. Yeah, 2 food, 1 water. 2 food, 1 water. And then how much more room do I have? 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 6, 7, 8.5, 9, 10, 11.5. So I can buy 2 more things. Let's take a healing herb and a medical kit. Oh, except I'm out of money. Let's leave the medical kit. Yeah, that'll be enough. And now we're completely broke. Oh, no, I said leave. Don't quit the game. There's no blackjack here, huh? Yeah, there's not. Or maybe there is. Oh, there it is. But yeah, no cash. So we're not doing that. Let's get out of here.
If you think you're gonna rig my boat with them fireworks, you're as crazy as a rat in a tin can.
Attend to your duties, Mr. Sloat. I'll tend to mine.
Yeah, look at that.
Cast off, you heathens!
Wearing the big britches.
Cast off, foreigner! Cast off!
All right, please, no more shooting. I do not want to deal with any more shooting sequences. Oh, did I jinx myself? I probably did. All right, we're about to go to another shooting sequence, which I'm trying to think of how much is left after this. Let's just go forward and hope for the best. But also, take cover and don't get shot like I was before. Hopefully that works. Nope. Already got shot like that. And I didn't even hit him once. I blew it. Yep, I blew it. Alright, so now I'm definitely going to heal. Let's use up the rations. Let's use up the healing herbs, because I have 2 of them. 3 HP. I think that's probably good enough. Oh, he's saying the boat, and the guns are safe now.
Furnace needs stoking. Hop to it, lad.
All right, he's gonna send in Juma to do it.
I'm afraid he ain't gonna be much help to anybody now. He's dead.
Oh.
Do you know
Okay.
who invented dynamite?
He's dead. Hey, and about dynamite. Let's see. It was invented by Swedish chemist and engineer Alfred Nobel.
Yes. And do you know what he did to make up for it? The Nobel Peace Prize. What will you do to make up for all the men that die on my boat? It's bad luck, you know.
Oh, man. The focus on this camera is weird. Yeah, trying to guilt me into doing something. No thanks. Ugh. All right, waters are very turbulent. Let's take the turbulent route because I don't want to deal with hippos. Uh-oh. Oof. He almost blew himself up. I mean, I guess that kind of looks like that person we saw in the video, but... Also, I think those two portraits are supposed to be the same person, right? The guy with the hat up top and then the guy with the pith helmet down there. And he's being hauled off to who knows where. And we're now meeting Albert Schweitzer, a famous theologian, concert pianist, organist, philosopher, and medical dude.
Don't try to talk. Take this. If I wanted you dead, I would have left you on the boat. Go on, take it. You're perceptive. Sorry, I can't accept your surrender. We simply haven't the facilities. My apologies to the Belgian army. Now, if you're done asking stupid questions, go back to sleep. You are to take this upon awakening. Doctor's orders. You're not going anywhere. You must rest and recuperate. On the boat, oh God be hurt. You wouldn't be doing yourself or anyone else much good by winding up dead. On the boat, oh, in the first place, my name is not Fritz, it's Albert. And in the second place, it is your health that concerns me. If any troops show up, then kindly blow up your boat away from my dock. I need it in one piece. Do you know when I started this hospital?
We just met this guy, and he's asking us, like, hey, when did I start the hospital? All right, Schweitzer started the hospital in 1913.
Yes, and I've seen many patients during the time, many just as disoriented as you. Others much worse. This is normal, but it will pass.
All right, we're chilling for a bit here. There's no shop, so, but I think I can trade. So let me see what I have. Food-wise, I have 0.75, and that's it. So I need food. I need food more than anything else. I need food, and I'm willing to get rid of the healing herbs and medical kit, I guess. Yeah, let's see what kind of food we can get.
Guten Nacht. I brought you some tea. Now make sure you drink this. You're quite welcome. I am Mrs. Schweitzer. You can call me Helena. You are in a hospital. My husband Albert runs it. 5 days. You had fever. We are so glad you are feeling better. Albert would not allow it, and you surely would not survive the trip. You know, you shouldn't worry so much about your silly guns. No one has even touched them. Do all soldiers carry rifles?
Oh, they're asking. All right, rifles, where's that? The Lee Enfield is the rifle of choice for World War I.
But I'm afraid all the guns in the world won't do you much good in your condition. You can barely hold your tea. Rest now. Albert will come see you again in the morning.
All right, well, that's it for her. What about this guy?
Good morning, brave young captain. How are we feeling today? You seemed in no mood to reason. Besides, I had more immediate concerns, like being blown into small bloody fragments of my former self. From near and far, some travel for many days. Doctor, of course, but the closest translation is giver and taker of life. These tribes have no understanding of anesthesia, so when the doctor puts his patients under, they think he has taken their lives away, and after surgery, they think he has restored life to them. Lepers. They were some of Oganga's first patients when he started the hospital. Before it was an hospital. Do you know what this place was?
Let's look that up in here. Before the hospital, they used a chicken coop. So this one.
Yes. Oganga not only helped design the hospital, he helped build it with his own hands.
And here we go. All right, so we need food. So let's take the duck. Let's trade it for the herbs. All right, what else? Then here's Remy.
Doctor tell you I lost 2 toes? Just don't ask me to dance. I didn't want my feet accused of desertion. Do you know what happened to the patient over there? He had awful convulsions through the night. Malaria, the doctor said. And do you know what the cure is?
For malaria. The first cure was chloroquine, discovered in 1934. Wait, so they're not even pretending this isn't... Hold up. The camera is still having trouble focusing. They're not even pretending that this information is in the context of the time of the story, because it's 1917 right now. So, well, that means there's no cure right now.
Poor fellow. Yes, and all from a mosquito bite. They're at the top of the food chain here. The other man there has sleeping sickness. Do you know what winged torpedo causes that?
Sleeping sickness. The tsetse fly.
Yes, the disease interrupts the sleep cycle. Fatigue followed by bouts of sleeplessness. His insomnia kept me up all night.
Oh, that sucks.
Captain Dynamite, Scourge of the Kaiser. I see you are still in one piece. How fortunate. 5 survived, including you. He was asking for you, too. Jiggers burrowed into the soles of his feet to lay their eggs.
That's awful.
Don't worry, he'll walk again. I got the egg sacs out and I stopped the infection. He lost only 2 toes. Lucky, really. He's still coming off the anesthesia. Better to wait until tomorrow.
I just talked to him.
You have a quick mind. Impertinent, but quick. I see it more as gathering pebbles on the beach. I couldn't gather them all, but each one I save has value and worth. I saved you. Society doesn't want thinking men who arrive at their own convictions. They want servants who do as they are told. No, war is merely a symptom. People prefer government to do their thinking for them because it's easier. It takes away the need to make moral choices. Would it ever occur to you to enter a stranger's home, slaughter all who live there, and seize everything he owns? Of course not. But when governments do so, millions of men as ethical as you flock to the cause, even at the cost of their own lives. Do you know what is the greatest single principle of humanity?
That's a big question. But yes, I think it is Albert Schweitzer's Reverence for Life.
Yes. It was on this very river here that my thoughts drifted into thoughts so deep that I sank into my own heart and mind. And in that harmony of thought, there leapt up this phrase: I am life that wills to live, amidst life which wills to live. It is the most fundamental principle, one we share with all living creatures.
But what about parasites?
Reverence for life is a state of mind, not a set of rules. If you want guidelines, you've come to the wrong place. All it requires is everything be done in deep awareness. From there, you make your own decisions. In Africa, it is a rule that warring tribes pay money back for each life killed, a kind of compensation. Chicken, pigs, goats. Civilized men might think that's barbaric, but I don't think so. At least they place some value on life. That's more than I can say for my fellow Europeans.
Burn. I think that's it. We can't talk to anybody else. Yeah, everyone else is knocked out, so it's time to go. And look at that, he's getting invited to dinner.
So good of you to join us for dinner. He usually plays organ. Back in Europe, he was a renowned recitalist. He hates to brag, so I must do it for him. He also holds degrees in philosophy, theology, and medicine. He's written books on all those subjects.
Not so humble brag.
Have you studied theology?
Theology. It is the study or science of God and religion.
Yes, it's the science or study of God and religion. Albert's gifts for both science and philosophy inspired his first major work, The Quest of the Historical Jesus. It gained him quite a reputation and following, and if I remember correctly, a few unhappy critics.
They're always going to be there.
Bach, musician and poet. Paul and his interpreters. I hope you don't mind me asking, but what's a man like you doing out here in the backside of creation?
Running a hospital.
Yes, I can see that. But why?
Because it's needed.
But it's so hopeless. You just left Europe and came out here? A man of your talents?
Must apply them in the service of humanity. God gives us talents for that very purpose. Not to use them is the gravest sin of all.
There you go. Use what you got. And oh, now he's under arrest. That was a quick turn.
That fellow! Lousy, dick-infected, humbackhead, weasel-faced, disease-bearing. Indy, thank God. Help me reason with these idiots. Elena, what's going on here?
It seems we are no longer welcome in French territory.
Explain yourself, Captain.
All German nationals currently in French territory are to be deported back to Europe by order of Senator Clemenceau.
Ah, so they're German and they gotta go. And oh, there goes that monstrosity of a face again. And Remy, he's not having it. Look at him. Everyone's spitting. Oh, and suddenly we're back in Cape Lopez and you can't even move around. So I guess this is it.
Why do you give me so much trouble? You, of all people, should understand. I have my orders. I am a soldier, like you. Let's get this straight. The only difference between you and I is I know my place. Death is an unavoidable fact of war. If I worried about my enemy's welfare as much as you, well, my men and I would probably be dead. I am tempted to wonder where your allegiance really lies. If you are so concerned with keeping them alive, then what are you doing in the Belgian army? Look, if you ever interfere in my affairs again, I will not hesitate to have you shot for treason.
Yikes. And what about you, Monaco?
I am sorry, but security has been too lax in our territory. Our orders are very specific, and I can't say I disagree.
He is German, and he has to go. That is all there is to it.
He is German.
There is nothing to appeal. The decision is firm. That is not my concern. The war is my concern. One more thing. As concerns your shipment of weapons, your government has decided they are urgently needed in France instead.
So all of that, the whole thing we just did, was for nothing.
Tabora has already fallen, as of 3 days ago. That is not for you or me to say. Orders are orders.
If that greaseball so much as lays a finger on you, I'll pound him to liver paste. Do you know where they will take Dr. Schweitzer?
Yeah, they're going to take Schweitzer somewhere. The Schweitzers were imprisoned in France.
So it goes. It's a terrible place where they sometimes imprison people.
And there you go. That's the end of that chapter, and we get some follow-up on the various folks we met. Schweitzer won the Nobel Prize, and he did a lot of good work. He experienced challenge and success in his long life. He founded the hospital, of course. But they were forced to leave for a while as prisoners in France. They were freed and they traveled around Europe, where he gave lectures and he wrote some novels. And he used that money to put it back in the hospital. Then he died in 65 at the age of 90. That's a long life. Then we get some post-story details about vaccination. So vaccines, of course, are especially relevant right now. I mean, always relevant, but we are in the middle of a pandemic now, so definitely important now as well. And then, yeah, malaria is still a thing that is still dealt with today. There you see the effects of smallpox, I think, which obviously is a very grody physical reaction. Post-colonialism in West Africa. So yeah, the Europeans were all up in their business for a long time, and then 74, so by 74 they were all out. Of course, corruption, instability, and civil wars are still a problem. Blood diamonds are definitely a problem. But Gabon apparently has a lot of resources and investment, which keeps it a little more prosperous than the others. And hey, the Schweitzer Hospital is still around. And that's that. Let's look at the bonuses, the bonus drawings. So again, you would have printed these. You get these bonuses for collecting at least 10 Indy cards. You get to print these out and color them in. How many Indy cards did we get at the end of the day? And again, you get one of each of these for every trivia question you answer correctly. I got all 10. I've never gotten... I've played all these PC games out in the DVD sets, and I've never gotten all 10 of the cards. In not 10, sorry, 20 of the cards. But I got them all. That's pretty good. So at least now I know it's possible to get all 20 of the cards. And getting them all does nothing. Because again, to get this bonus for the printables, all you need is 10. So yeah, there we go. 6 cents left over. And that's that. LucasArts produced this. I still think that this was like something foisted upon them, right? Like Lucasfilm decided, hey, we're going to release DVD sets. We want to include bonus PC games with them. And LucasArts got roped into having to kind of keep an eye on that project. Because yeah, LucasArts is 2 producers and special things. That's all they have. Is this a commentary on George Lucas's face by using that picture? Here we have the developer teams. This is River Deep, which they seem to lead the story. As far as I can tell, they were like the kind of the creative leads or the story leads. And then there are special things. But yeah, I think River Deep were kind of the... So LucasArts contracted River Deep, and then River Deep contracted this company, Asylum Entertainment, to kind of do the actual development. So all of the programming and the art, etc., I think would have come from Asylum. Developers, I think this would mean like the programmers, people who are writing all that Flash action script to put this together. And that's it. That's the end of The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, Special Delivery. Yeah, that's it for this playthrough. So this is part 2 of 3. That was this one here. After this, I'll do one more playthrough of the final game based on Young Indiana Jones. But until then, whenever I get to that playthrough, until then, I'll see you.